Hi everyone, I hope that you're having a blessed day today. Go out there and live life to the fullest today. Make it count. Let's jump back into the buyer agency contract. So this is part 3 and the final part of walking through that contract. I'm going to take you guys through the second half of the actual contract itself again, and then touch briefly on definitions form, which goes along with the main contract. And that'll be a wrap for buyer agency. So thank you guys for sticking with me on it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to hit me up, or if you want more explanation, more detail on this contract, I'm happy to help out. Let's jump back in. Okay, here we are again at the exclusive right to buy listing contract, going through the second half of this. In last week's video, I went over the first half. So we're going to start out here in paragraph 7. Again, I'm not going through line by line here. I'm just hitting a couple highlights to look out for. So paragraph 7 is talking about the compensation to the real estate agent. As you can see here, I've filled it out that you as a buyer do not owe me anything. You don't pay me anything for being your real estate agent, but make sure to take a special look through this section if you're working with a different agent or a different brokerage, because some people do charge you different fees throughout here. Come down with me to this portion, 7.3. This is another important thing to look for. I have selected listing brokerage firm or seller may pay, but buyer is not obligated to pay. And again, I'll get paid from the seller's side of things, but you as a buyer are not obligated at all. Even if the seller doesn't pay me or whatever happens, you're not on the hook for my commission at all. So make sure to look through there. Some people will select this one where buyer is obligated to pay if the seller does not, or even that buyer is responsible primarily. So take a look at that if you're going through this with another agent. And then jump down with me to 9. So this is the buyer's obligation to the broker. So the primary thing here is you're agreeing as a buyer that you're going to go through your agent for negotiation and for all communication with the deal. You're not going to go out on your own and try to negotiate things yourself. And then also that you are not currently a party to another contract or have not received a list of submitted property from another agent. So you don't want to be in multiple contracts with different agents at the same time. Then come down here. This is paragraph 12 is talking about just a little bit more stuff that we do, spelling out what we do for our buyers. You can pause, take a look through that if you'd like. And then almost done here, come down to 21. Additional provisions is a really important part of the contract to look at. Everyone will have this very different, so make sure to read this part carefully. The big one I want to point out here is 21.1, where it says, if buyer is not satisfied with broker, buyer shall have the right to cancel this contract without penalty at any time prior to acceptance of an offer to buy property. So this is just putting teeth legally behind what our heart is, that if we want you to work with us, with me, because you want to work with us, not because you're contractually bound. So we make it very easy. If we're, get into this thing and you decide you don't want to work with me for whatever reason, then I want you to feel free to not feel like your hands are tied behind your back. So that's that. You can read through. Here's some other clauses that we may or may not have, depending on kind of what you're looking for. You can take a look through those, but that just about wraps it up. So then down here is where you would sign once you've looked through it to make this all official. But let me jump over here to definitions. This is another form. It's not a contract, but another form to just spell out the relationship, the different types of relationship, between a real estate agent and their client. And that's seller's agent, buyer's agent, transaction broker, and customer. And I went through the difference between the buyer's agent and transaction broker before in the last video, but this is just spelling that out. So this is how you would sign a contract. You select this here. You can choose different fonts, and then you save and accept, and that counts as a binding signature. So that's the second half of buyer's agency. Hopefully that was useful to all of you guys and gave you guys some things to look out for if you're going into this situation with the real estate agent. If you guys have any questions on this, as always, I'm more than happy to talk. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care.